Now that we have the user interface looking like how we want it to look, we actually want to get this to be functional. So how do we get that to happen? Well, what we have to do is add in special directives that tie the view, including the inputs, to the controller. And let's look at the controller code for just a second. Inside of the home.ts file is the controller for the home.html page. It has a lot of code inside of it, but there are two things that are extremely important. There's a variable called new message. In addition to that variable, there's another function called send. So new message is going to be where we want to store the user input, and send is the function that we want to trigger when we click the send button. So how do we do that? Ionic is built off of something called Angular, and Angular is pretty good at making these bindings between the user interface and the controller itself. So we can do that through Angular directives, including one for our Ion input. We can add one inside of hard brackets and then parentheses called ng model, and then equals new message. Anytime that we change the input, the variable inside of the controller new message will actually change to match whatever's inside of the input, and vice versa. The next thing we want to do is make it so that we can actually click send. So we'll use a directive inside of parentheses called click, and it's going to equal send parentheses. I'm going to save it, and now when I click send, not only does it appear on my screen, it does actually send it to the real-time database. So if I look at the very last entry in my real-time database, here is my new message. So now we have a fully functional chat app. There's a few more steps that we can go over that are optional for making this chat app actually look a little bit more clean and show some extra features like user avatars and timestamps for each message. So we'll go over that next.